Hello guys, how are you? Hope everyone will be fine. Today we are discussing about the interesting stories. My sister said, "You don't deserve to attend my engagement party." I stayed silent, just smiled, then booked a trip to Hawaii. A week later, her big day collapsed and my phone blew up with calls. I am at the hardest reservation in the city. We are talking a 600% wait list. James Beard nominated chef, the kind of place where senators get turned away. My sister knew this when she called me in January. I need the biggest favor of my life. Engagement dinner, 40 guests, private dining room, Valentine's weekend. The room alone requires an $18,000 food and beverage minimum. I told her straight up, pupil, book this room 9 months out. It's Valentine Day weekend. There is a literal oil baron on the wait list. She started crying. You are my big brother. This is my one shot to impress his family. Please, I spent 3 days working on my manager, called in every favor I had accumulated in 5 years. Finally got it on Saturday, February 10th, 7 p.m., the exact slot a regular client had just canceled. I personally designed a tasting menu with our chef, 6 courses, wine pairings, tower entrance. My sister screamed when I told her. Actual screaming, oh my god, you are the best brother in the universe. His dad is going to love you. On 3rd February, exactly 1 week before the party, I was in the wine cellar doing inventory. My phone buzzed. Text from my sister. Hey, so we talked. His family is really old money, very traditional. They think having a sire as a family is too blue collar for the image we are building. It's better if you don't come, but thanks for the reservation. I read it 3 times, standing between the Bordeaux and Burglary. I make 90k base plus commission. I am fluent in French, Italian, Spanish. I have tasted wine in 14 countries, but I am too for their vibe. I walked upstairs to the host stand where my manager was reviewing reservation. I need to cancel the party on the 10th. Personal emergency. He looked up. That's in 7 days. You fought me for 2 weeks to get them that slot. I know. Cancel it. He studied my face and nodded done. The oil family's been calling twice a week. I will move them up. They own half the natural gas in the state. I walked outside, sat in my car, and opened my laptop. One way ticket on February 9th, $847, ocean view, room at the resort. 4 nights booked. I didn't tell anyone. Not my parents, not my sister, and nobody. On 9th February, I was at the airport at 5 a.m. My phone was off. I boarded the plane feeling lighter than I had in months. I landed in Mew at 2 p.m. local time, checked into my room, unpacked, changed into swim trunks, I didn't turn my phone, not that day, not Sunday. Monday morning, February 12th, I was having breakfast on my balcony. After taking coffee, watching the waves, I finally powered on my phone. It exploded 63 missed calls and 42 texts, 7 voicemails. The first text was from my mom on Saturday at 6:47 p.m. Where are you? Your sister needs you at the restaurant now. From my sister, they gave away our reservation. They said, you cannot. Where the hell are you? From my dad, this is unacceptable. Call me immediately. From my sister, his boss is sitting at a table next to a screaming toddler. His parents left. This is your fault. The last one from my sister. People watched us get rejected at the door. Everyone knows he wouldn't speak to me. I will never ever forgive you for this. I put the phone down, took a sip of coffee, and watched a sea turtle surface near the shore. Then I checked the voicemails. My mom, you fix this right now. Your sister is humiliated. My dad, this is the most selfish thing you have ever done. You are an embarrassment to this family, my sister crying. You ruined the most important night of my life. You are dead to me. I stepped off the balcony and walked down to the beach barefoot, phone in my pocket. I needed the water. I needed the quiet. I waded in up to my knees and just stood there, eyes closed, letting the current move around me. When I opened them, there was a man sitting on the shore, maybe 20 feet away, watching the horizon. Something about the posture made me look twice, then he turned. It was the father, the one my sister said the whole dinner was designed to impress the man who, supposing, thought I was too blue collar. He was alone, no shoes, looking like someone who had not slept. He saw me at the same moment I saw him, and for a long second neither of us moved. Then he stood up and walked toward me with something in his hand, a coffee cup, just a plain hotel coffee cup. He got about 10 feet away and stopped in the shallow water, looking at me like he was trying to figure out if I was real. You are the brother, he said. I nodded. He didn't offer his hand, just stood there, water lapping at his ankles, and then, after a long pause, he walked past me and sat down in the sand a few feet up from the tide line. I stayed in the water for another minute, then walked over and sat down next to him. Not closed, just within conversation distance. He didn't say anything for probably 2 full minutes. Just started at the ocean. Finally, he spoke. I have been here 4 days, he said. Needed distance from my son. I waited. You know what I do for work? He asked. No idea. Due to negligence, I research everything, every investment, every partnership, every relationship my family enters. He took a sip of his coffee. 3 weeks before your sister called you about that dinner, I ran a background check on her. Standard procedure. I do it with very serious relationship. My son gets in. I felt my stomach tighten. The report flagged a personal bank account. He continued. One, my son had given her access for household expenses. but his money over 7 months she had been pulling cash out in a small transfer, always varied amount just under the threshold that triggers an automatic alert at the bank. He turned and looked at me for the first time. I didn't say anything. I could not. He said, showed him the printout, account number, transfer dates, exact accounts. He refused to believe it, told me she has would never do that. I backed off. I figured he had either see it himself eventually or he would not. And honestly, I was not sure which would be worse. The father set his coffee cup down in the sand and rubbed his face with both hands. When he told me about the engagement dinner, I knew what it was. She was not trying to impress me, she was trying to get ahead of the collapse. She needed me on her side before the money thing blew up in her face. I started at the water, my sister's voice in my head. You are the best brother in the universe. His dad is going to love you. The engagement, the father said quietly, the engagement was already over. He just didn't know it yet. I had no idea about any of this, I said. I know. He picked up his coffee again. The moment my son told me you had been text a week out with some garbage excuse about you being too blue collar, I understood exactly what kind of person I was dealing with. That's not how you treat someone who just pulled off a miracle for you. That's how you discard someone who's no longer useful. We sat there in silence. A jogger passed us on the beach. Earbuds didn't even glance our way. The waves kept coming in steady, like nothing in the world have changed at all. She called the restaurant after the cancellation. You know, I said, tried to make it sound like I had acted erratically, like they should be concerned about my judgment. The father looked at me. Did they believe her? My manager shut her down pretty fast. Told her the reservation was cancelled by the person who made it and hung up. Good. He stood up slowly, brushed the stand off his shorts, and looked down at me. You are better off without that kind of poison in your life. Trust me on that. She is my sister, I said. I don't know why I said it. Maybe because sitting there on that beach, thousands of miles from home, it felt like the only thing that still mattered. Being family doesn't give something the right to treat you like garbage, he said. I learned that the hard way. He started walking back toward the resort, then stopped and turned around. I am flying back tomorrow, he said. My son finally looked at the account himself, named the bank, the amount, the month it started. He could not keep pretending anymore. What's he going to do? What he should have done 2 months ago? Move on, learn from it. The father paused. For what it's worth. You did the right thing. Then he left. I sat on that beach until the sun started setting. The sky turned pink and orange, the kind of sunset that looks fake in the picture. Just watched the water and felt The weight of the last 2 weeks settled into something I could actually carry. A couple walked by holding hands, laughing about something, normal people doing normal things. I wondered what that felt like. I flew home 2 days later, Wednesday afternoon. The voicemails from my parents had climbed up to 14. My sister had sent 9 more texts. The first few were the usual range, then halfway through, the tone shifted. Hey, are you okay? I have been worried. Seriously, just let me know you are alive. I know you are mad, but this is scary. Please just text me back. She was trying to position herself as the reasonable one. Thank you for watching this interesting story.